Okay, we are now analyzing a game which I played as black that I won, but it is actually interesting to analyze. So as a black, played my usual Taimanov. Now white plays b3, that is a little not often, you can see very often, but it's okay. Castle. And now in this position, I played a move that is not one of the main moves here. I say it isn't considered best, because more often there are a lot of moves that are more frequent. Actually, so many moves that so it's possible to play knight f5, knight f5, knight b4, b5. I think it was suggested. Is it okay? Bishop d6, h5. All these are better. Bishop b4 is suboptimal. It's not still it doesn't seem to be that terrible. White plays queen e2, that's the main move. Actually doesn't seems to be there are here is bc3 seems obvious. Well, if that is already nice to see that now knight e5 is suboptimal, in fact, because allows f4, and white is already better. Well, it seems to be knight d3. It doesn't seem that bad of a move. So that's what I played. Knight d3 and queen takes. So now that is interesting that after f3 and d3, queen takes is actually not a bad move, because in this position c d3 is suggested. c d3 actually seems making a pretty strong center, I guess, for white, sorry. Now, of course, the threat is e5, so the good way to make is d6. d6, then rook ac1, putting pressure on the c column, queen d7. Okay, d6 also free, d7 for the queen. Still a better position, definitely a better position for white. Yes. After queen d3, bc3, it allows bc3 actually, yes, bc3. Well, ruining at least the pawn structure. I don't know. I wouldn't know. I don't know if I would want to get rid at, let's say, bc3, bc3, and then d5. Even bc3, bc3, d5. Yeah, okay. Seems quite solid for black, actually. And what after e5, I guess comes knight d7. And yeah, yes, it seems to me that. Yeah, I understand that one added benefit of taking on c3 is the ability to play d5. Yes, that is a good. That's an important break in the Sicilian. D6 is actually worse. It's allowed knight. This is knight db5. You serious? No, that's something that definitely seems to me quite a weird move. Knight db5. ab5. Knight, but this definitely seems a very crazy move to me. Let's see why knight db5. Tell me why I cannot take. Because quite fine. Well, how stupid can one be? So knight db5 is actually knight db5, queen c6. Yeah, and then h3, bishop c5, e5, bishop e3, queen e3. Well, it seems kind of crazy to me. Okay, queen c6 anyway. Queen c6. Knight a7, really? You serious? Well, okay. Knight a7 seems to be kind of crazy. Playable, yes. Now it goes back to choosing a3. Okay, let it think a while. Okay, so it will be a3, bc5, and then 94. Equal, yeah. Still, yeah, white. After rook 81, well, it's a marginally worse. Of course, still would be bc3, bishop takes c3, bishop c, b pawn takes c3, and then castle, possibly. Still the best, but why not castling immediately? Yeah, because it allowed knight ce2, of course. So bishop e3, bishop c3, castle is actually a better move. No. And this is a little worse because, of course, allowed knight d2, knight c2, but what? Knight c2 is actually worse because allows e5, so what? e5, f e5, d e5, rook take f6, why even that? It does seem pretty weird to me. They started to me, so I don't understand. e5, what happened? Why does a white have to sacrifice the quality here? I don't know. I can't just go back here. Because of bishop e6. So what? Now that's deep. Yeah, I don't see it. c3, bc4. Queen d2. So because of c3, bc4. Knight 84. Why would you even dream of doing something like that? Why can't just... So why just not play something like that? Because there come this. And is this as bad? Well, that is bad, of course. So it's better to, what if I play, what if I want something like that? And then bishop c4. Okay, so what? Knight g4. Well, that's deep. That's deep. So let's step back a little. Let's see. Now it was 8f e5. Now, also, it isn't. It might be not the best move here, but let's assume f5, d5. And now, well, rook f6 in this position after an f3. This is a bad move because it allows b6, c3, bc4, queen d2, bc5, okay, first c3, bc4, not bc5. So it's a... Well, actually they are both deadly. So I thought b6, c3, and bc4 actually, bc4, not bc5. And bc5 is also deadly. Is a little worse. Okay, but let's remove it. So c3, bc4, queen d2, bc5. Of course, now bishop c4 now allows so many things. Bishop c4, queen d2 means that e4 is hanging. Now bc5, bishop c5, first bishop c5, queen e2, and then knight e4, queen e1, and then queen e3. Okay, I understand why it's so annoying. So it would be bc4. That's okay. Let's bc4, queen d2. No, bc4, queen d2. Now bishop c5. Take, take, queen e1, queen e3. Now that's annoying to no end. I understand. By this would be annoying for black, so this is better. That's why after this position, white has to sacrifice the quality. Now it's funny that it didn't might be pawn takes rook may not even be the first move. Is on d4, queen d4. Well, that's incredible. I can hardly believe that. Can you believe this? Why doesn't take just take f6? Why isn't this? What happens after this take f6? Okay, bishop h6. Oh no, probably bishop h6, takes d4. Well, probably now it's pretty. Of course, bishop. It's bad opening the. This now is threat of mate. So you don't want to go there. So you are forced to take h6 d4, knight f4, and still the threat of mate. So it's really bishop g4. Well, that's definitely interesting. Bishop g4. Now what about queen g3? Queen g3 isn't horribly isn't that devastating? Isn't devastating for total war? Why would the white doesn't? Why wouldn't white? Why doesn't white just play this? Okay, queen c8. Now then, of king h8. Why queen h8 take? It isn't still mate. No, probably cannot. The rook. Wow, it's it's all hanging. So after rook f6, f6, b6, f4, h4, everything is hanging. Everything is angry by a thread. Still, now there isn't mate. So gf6, bh6, ed4, nf4, bg4, qg3, h8. So now here is better h3. Okay, and then rook fd8, queen g3, bf8. Yes, seems obvious. But really, who would want to play as black here? I certainly, I would not want. I don't. I'm sure I wouldn't be able to defend this. I wouldn't be able to know if I can defend this at all. So gf6 is not what you play in this. We will play ad4. So this is worse. hd4, queen d4, queen takes c2, knight c3, wow, queen b2. Still crazy as hell. I like how computer play chess. Still, so e5 enters such a wild position. I have no idea if you know. So even this f, no, it still likes f5 or d5. Okay, but is b5 bad? Well, b5 is a drawish, so it isn't that bad. Okay, next move by. Okay, okay, let's scroll down a little. Next move by black is okay. Knight g3. Now the obvious consequence of playing. Now, of course, I knew that knight g4, a5, almost that. E5, of course, with the idea of doing crazy stuff. But b7, bb7, bc5 even. But I don't think a bishop b7 is a. So maybe. Okay, bishop c5, maybe knight b3, and what? Bishop e3. Yes. And b3. Bishop 3, 3, 3 is somewhat better, probably. And now what? And now bishop b7, yes. What else? Bishop b7. Okay, now c3 goes. Well, now bc5 seems pretty logical. Well, pretty much. And now comes f5. Now the engine proposed nb3. Guess bishop takes e3. Queen takes e3, obviously. Well, it forces this exchange. No, not main line. What am I doing? f5, knight g4, okay, e5, okay, e5 now would be a move, e5, knight b3, bishop b6, okay, b5, why? Well, it does actually look interesting. e5, knight b3, bishop b6, queen a, okay, e5, knight b3, so bishop b6, queen h1, and then d5. You serious? d5. Yeah, of course, d5 is protected by knight and bishop. 85. Well, it seems to me obviously that, or bishop e3. So bishop now is changing his mind. Bishop e3, queen e3, h5 even. Well, okay, let's move on. Bishop e3, queen a3. And I guess after queen e3, still there seems to me the black has some alternatives, not very particular forcing. Let's see, queen e3. Yeah. Yes, a5. So just finish the analysis here. So a5 would be better. ng4, but ng4 isn't that horrible. Still maintains some advantage. Queen e2, better, but okay. Black's white want to king h1. White wants to push the df e6, which is somehow suboptimal. Yes. Well, we have not realized the idea. Well, what would be here? What is the idea? King h1. Okay, simple to take away the king h1. d5. Oh, that's very complicated. d5, e5. Knight e5. Why would we want to do something like that? So after king, all the proposal was, I prefer king h1. Yeah, king h1. So e5 or d5, even d5. e5. Why even e5? Knight 85. Oh, what's the purpose of that? Even that. Well, let's say that is equal. There are many plans for black. So one took f8, but so it's switch between rf8, d5, and rf8. Oh, I don't know what. Well, let's get horrible complicated. So what about d5? e5, knight e5 that he liked for so much. Queen e2. Why would white want to do that? Something like that. Queen e2, hf5. Knight d5. Bishop take, we take. That's very deep. Let's take, for instance, this one. Something that also. Look f8, f take x6, f take x6. That seems actually better for me. Bishop g1, knight f5. Okay, after so, but after f takes f6, or f6 is correct. Now, one good move with the queen. Let's see. Take, knight take, queen take. Oh no, what was that? Rook take, f5, and equal, yes. King, okay, that was king. Nine take, queen take. That's not even a good best move. Take, queen take. And then queen e7 instead of exchanging. Queen e7, queen e2, rook h8 probably. Yeah, no, queen 3 and then queen e7 probably. So some small advantage for, but of course this is a totally bad. And this is a losing move. Well, actually I'm not even playing the better move. So both are good. So bishop. Now the move I played is still winning. Actually. So if actually queen, everything is scored. The queen takes e3, knight takes e3. Knight takes e7. Well, not force up to a point. So now, a knight takes rook f1. What happens if the knight takes f1? Well, it's still winning, but it's not as a forcing and the other one forcing. Why is okay? But of course, rook f1. Rook f1. That's probably. Yeah, of course, that would be. This would be better. That's still. Now, yeah, now instead of bishop and3, knight a3. Now that's interesting because it doesn't seem. It seems actually pretty dangerous to me. Now, why wouldn't I just want to take this? Maybe one, king f1, and then now what? Rook f1, knight f1, and knight f2. Really? Oh, that's fascinating. So knight f3. So knight c6. After this, I think everything is forced. So after knight e3, the white prefers to take, and still knight takes c5, knight take d1, knight take d6, queen d6. Queen b4, queen b4. Okay. Okay, and still at the qualities. Okay, let's check it. How forced is that? Right, rook f8, knight c5, knight d1, knight d6, queen b6. Everything's in kind of force actually, yes. Now rook f8, knight c5, knight d1. Yes, everything's into kind of force. Okay, now after knight, anyway, knight f1, rooks take f1, rook f1, actually pretty same situation as before, king f4, and then rc8. The game is over. I don't think white has a chance again to enter the game. So let's go to the end just for completeness. Knight x6. No, now that's interesting. That has a very subtle move. Now that is actually a bad move. If white played knight f5, because it's white loses a pawn. Rook 8, knight d6, rook takes a6, knight takes d7. Okay, now white will actually be knight and 2 pawn against the rook. So actually, see, there is a you see that there is a trap in every position, in every situation, and this to prevent this immediately should have been played the rook h8. Which somehow I didn't like in the game. knight c, knight d4. Yes, because seems. Why? But it's a pawn. It's winning a pawn. Why? So why I wouldn't? Well, of course, because I thought about, and because I thought the white playing knight g5. But of course, I can play now h6, knight f3, and I still win a pawn. So what's stopping me from playing that? It's just obviously a moot point. Well, can go. So after rook h8, knight d4, still bishop f4, knight e4, rook f4. That's obviously combination. Yes. And in both cases, black is better, well, way better. Okay, king h2, rook e8. Well, after king a2, then it's better. It's still is again black is better again. Now there is why knight d4, bishop e4. Let's indicate another pawn. So that's now it's just a quality, pure quality up. So I don't think things really change much after that. Knight f3, f7, b3, g5, c4, bc4, bc4. Now black's advantage is growing. King e6, knight e4, queen d6. Well, of course, there are not both players are not necessarily playing the best move, but now, of course, now king f5 isn't even not knight e6. Now it's interesting. Rook d4 would be better. d4. What is the main move the game? Okay, still good enough. King c3, king d5, g3, rook e2, knight g4, rook takes, knight f6, king c5, knight e4, king b5, knight takes, rook takes, knight e4, rook h6, g4. Now rook h3. Now, of course, now that's totally winning. Now king d4, rook d3, king a5, c3. Now it's even announcing mate in 20. Don't know how to. And in this position, white resign because there is no way you can stop that pawn going to promotion without sacrificing the knight. Here, no, knight f2, rook f3. So it's still knight e4, c2, knight d6, queen b4. Well, okay, that's just not very interesting how it goes on. So let's finish the game. Well, there were more traps than I thought in this game. Of course, both players. Well, there was never really much a situation where white would go in the advantage. So actually, well, no, there is actually one at the very beginning, of course, when here after after this here this position after this danger, well, black missed a lot of opportunities to get the advantage. Well, after pretty much the situation became wild after this move, white took f6 and then just follow the wrong idea. It was here. This was just lost. So thank you for watching it. See you next game.